From declaring himself as the kryptonite for his next opponent, to following an insanely crazy diet leading up to his fights, this is how Devin Haney will destroy Vasiliy Lomachenko. The Dream's ready to put the Ukrainian to sleep. He's confident to show up on May 20th and put on a clinic against the well-respected multi-division champ. Haney's been chasing this match for over 2 years now, and he just can't wait to put his hands on Lomachenko. In fact, the Matrix was the only reason that Devin decided to stay a bit longer at 135 pounds. It's likely that he's going to move up to 140 afterward. The American said that he wanted to show the world that he was levels above this guy. He did acknowledge Loma's experience, footwork, and ring IQ, but he's got the youth, the speed, and the athleticism to take Vasiliy on. All these attributes are the Ukrainian's kryptonite according to him. He does have a point there. Experience is valuable, but youth does play a vital role when it comes to fights like these. But Devin knows that it won't be easy, because there's a lot on the line for this fight. The winner will hold all 4 of the lightweight belts. That said, speed and youth aren't the only factors that favor the Dream though. Max Kellerman thinks he possesses something more too. According to the seasoned commentator, he would have hedged his bet on Lomachenko in the past. But for the fight next month, he has decided to go with the young American. While talking to Haney in an interview, Kellerman told him that he's too tall for the Matrix, and that's a huge problem for the Ukrainian, because he struggled against Jorge Linares previously. If the Venezuelan could cause Loma trouble with a height and reach advantage, then Haney's bound to be even more difficult to deal with, because he's younger and sharper. Kellerman's pretty good with his analysis on boxing, and if he's right about Loma's struggles with taller guys, then this is just another piece of kryptonite in Haney's arsenal against him. Kellerman's prediction wasn't one-sided though. He thinks Vasiliy holds advantages in some aspects of the game. The 49-year-old caster also spoke about how good the Ukrainian is at middle distances. He can land some devastating strikes that his opponents don't even see coming. And that's where Devin's lacking, according to Kellerman. But Haney's pretty unfazed by that. In fact, he thinks that Loma's skills in the pocket aren't all that great. He's aware that the Ukrainian will try and fight as close as possible, so he can work his angles and wear him down from there. But Devin believes that he's better in the pocket than Vasiliy. Maybe he's just trying to hype himself up, cause his opponent's just crazy good in close quarters. But I guess we'll have to wait and see how well he does there on the night. There was another positive that Haney shared during the interview. He had more time to rest and recover for the fight against Lomachenko. If you follow the lightweight champ's career, then you'd know that he doesn't really take prolonged breaks between his fights. His last fight against George Kambosos Jr. was in October last year. That means he'll be away from the ring for 7 months before he faces Vasiliy in March. During all this time, Devin claims that he's had time to rest and get better. Keep in mind that he's only 24 right now, so his body is still maturing, and he's getting bigger in size as time goes on. This is an issue that Haney has raised in the past, and now he's glad that he took a break from his hectic schedule. Apparently, he has gotten better during these past few months, and hopes to show an improved version of himself against the Matrix. There's a lot of truth to him getting bigger, by the way. Just look at his training photos from early April. He looks a lot larger in size than he was a few months ago. Some fans even pointed out that the man isn't a lightweight anymore. Bigger size usually means a power advantage, but that's not always the case. It can cause stamina issues for Haney if he isn't careful with the weight cut and the rehydration for the fight. Fans even suggested that Devin should consider moving to middleweight. That's how huge he looked. But some of his admirers were also hyped up about what this meant for his future. They were already calling for a match between the Dream and Shakur Stevenson at 140. For now, though, it looks like the physical attributes all seem to be in favor of the young American superstar. But according to the fans, there are some aspects of the game that Devin needs to improve significantly. He has been criticized in the past for sacrificing power for speed, and hasn't always been able to land decisive KOs. He also apparently has a glass chin, as pointed out by Southpaw TV.
Devin got a glass jaw.
The thing is that his technique might not be as flashy, but it's reliable. And when push comes to shove, he knows he can fall back on it. Despite talking himself up in front of the media, Haney has been pretty respectful of the Ukrainian. He has praised Loma for his skills, and has even said that the 35-year-old will probably be a Hall of Famer in the future. Devin knows how much Vasiliy has done for the sport, but he felt betrayed when he wasn't given a shot back in 2019. That's all in the past though. and he's only looking forward to cementing himself as the best lightweight in the world. For the Matrix, the fight's pretty simple. He just wants to get all those belts that the American's holding right now. And even though he respects the young prodigy for his skills, he doesn't really see any parallels between his young opponent and Floyd Mayweather. You see, Haney has been compared to the best ever in the past. But the comparison doesn't really matter inside the ring. Loma has his eyes firmly set on the task at hand. The whole boxing world's looking forward to this upcoming bout. It remains to be seen if Loma can defeat the exciting young boxer with his knowledge and experience in the ring. But Devin's still the betting favorite heading into the fight, and he's being backed up by several of his peers. Shakir, for one, thinks that there's absolutely no chance for the Ukrainian. He said Lomachenko's too old, too small, and that Haney's gonna smoke him on May 20th. As I said before, those are definitely factors that'll come into play, but Vasily's just too technical, and even his former opponent Teofimo Lopez thinks so. The man has been in the ring with Loma in the past, and has even managed to defeat him in a closely contested title fight. But he still thinks that the 35-year-old is unbeatable, because he has too many tricks up his sleeve. He can fight dirty, he can fight clean, and can beat anyone with his experience. Nobody beats Lomachenko, according to the former lightweight champ. To each their own, I guess, but they can't count Haney out like that. The man puts in some serious work in his training. In fact, he has admitted in the past that he runs around 5 to 6 miles every morning. Then he works out for 3 hours in the afternoon, and a couple of hours at night as well. And that's only on his normal days. Who knows what this guy gets up to inside a proper training camp? He regularly pushes his boundaries to stay in the best shape possible. Just like any other boxer, he does his weight training, bag work, as well as some sparring sessions. Weight training is necessary to build up the required muscle mass and strength for his fight. The intense bag work ensures that he has the perfect muscle memory to unleash precise punches, even if he gets gassed out in a fight. Sparring is the most important aspect for his training regime, though. The lightweight champ engages in heavy sparring sessions, and he does that often with boxers of weight classes higher than him. To top it all off, his cardio is always on point, so that he can keep his heart in its best possible shape. This allows him to go hard at it for all 12 rounds if necessary. All that complements his strict diet plan as well. You see, guys, the champ loves to eat. He's a proper foodie. But he doesn't mind restricting his appetite before his fights. Haney relies heavily on leafy green veggies and eliminates junk from his diet entirely. He does enjoy pizza with his dad after a fight, though, and it has become somewhat of a tradition between the two of them. But that's for only after he has won. Previously, Devin has expressed his love for oatmeal and often has it for breakfast along with some fresh fruits. And sometimes even boiled eggs. Apart from that, Devin takes the required nutritional supplements to ensure that he's consuming all necessary vitamins and minerals, along with gallons of water so that he always remains hydrated after his intense workouts. No wonder he's on top of the boxing world right now. The man just puts so much effort into his craft. From following an insanely crazy diet leading up to his fights, to declaring himself as the kryptonite for his next opponent. This was how Devin Haney will destroy Vasiliy Lomachenko.